very good morning and warm welcome to the International Conference on Frontiers in Chemical Sciences ICFCS 2025. On behalf of organizing committee, I, Professor S. Sabiya, very happy to welcome you all.
Very good morning to our Honorable Vice Chancellor and respected Professor Umapati from IISc Bangalore, and our Head of the Department of Chemistry, and delegates from different countries, and our national also, and our dear colleagues of our university and from other part of our country also, and dear research scholars and graduate students. So it's my great pleasure to that I welcome you all to our International Conference on Frontiers in Chemical Sciences 2025 at our university for 2 days. So this conference is actually it's based on different consists of different fields, including reaction mechanism, catalysts, supramolecular chemistry, organometallic chemistry, medicinal chemistry, and etc. So since the time is very limited, so once again I welcome you all to participate in this conference. I hope I'm sure that you will enjoy this conference. I wish all the productive and stimulating conference. Thank you very much once again.
Now I invite the chairman of this conference and head of the department, Professor C. Sivashankar, to discuss about the departmental activities. Professor C. Sivashankar is one of the vibrant academicians and also a fellow of Royal Society of Chemistry, and he is the recipient of CRSI Bronze Medal. Professor C. Sivashankar.
Thank you, Dr. Sabiya, for your kind introduction. This is really a great moment for every one of us to be here in this occasion. I would like to welcome all of you. Really, I am privileged and honored by inviting my teacher and also Professor Siva Umapati from IPC Department, IISc Bangalore, and also I welcome the other foreign delegates and our Vice Chancellor Professor K. Taranikarasu and our Registrar Professor Rajneesh Bhutani. And also I would like to welcome all the student participants and my colleagues from other departments, deans of other schools and other officials of our university. Again, I welcome all of you to this conference. Department of Chemistry was started in 1989 in Jipmer campus. After that, we got a permanent campus and we moved to this permanent campus. As of now, the department consists of 15 faculty members focusing on various frontier areas of research. And also, we have 3 different academic programs. One is 2 years MSc program, and another one is integrated 5 years MSc program. And now we recently started BSc Honors 4 years program. Apart from this, we also have a PhD program in our department. We have now nearly about 60 scholars working in various fields of chemistry. Apart from this infrastructure facility, we have recently bought FT Raman, we have HRMS, we have a single crystal XRD, we have other basic instruments like FTIR and UV spectrometer and spectropolarimeter. We have recently we placed order for 400 MHz NMR. So facilities wise, our department is really enriched. We thank DST for supporting financially for purchasing all these equipments. We also our department is also funded by DST FIST and UGC SAP. We thank all this funding agency for their generous fund. Our faculty members also received various awards and honors. From IAC Organic Chemistry Department, one of my colleagues received Eminent Lecture Award, and another faculty member received a Bronze Medal Award from CRSI and a Fellow of various academic associations. Our department also is publishing articles in various journals, the 2 high impact journals, which includes the chemical sciences, chemical communications, Journal of American Chemical Society, etc. Our fellow members, reviewers of various journals of peer-reviewed journals. We thank you once again for giving me this opportunity to talk about our department. Our department is located on the other campus. You are all most welcome to see our department. Recently we got another new building. Really, we thank our university administration, Professor K. Tarnikars and Professor Rajneesh Bhutani for providing the new building. So probably mid of this year, we may occupy that building also. We thank you once again. So again, I thank you all for joining us today. I hope this conference will be much useful for you. And my request is please stay in the hall throughout the all lecture series. And we received so many, we have so many eminent speakers here. So you will be enriched with a lot of chemistry. So I request all the participants to be here throughout the lecture series for these 2 days. We thank you once again, and thank you for the organizers for giving this chance. Thank you, one and all.
Now I request Registrar of Pondicherry University, Professor Rajneesh Bhutani, to give a special address.
Thank you, Professor Sabaiya. I really feel honored and privileged to get invited to this particular international conference on frontiers in chemical sciences. And let me start by congratulating all of you, and particularly the organizers, Professor Tanasekaran, Professor Padmanabham, Sabaiya, and the entire department of the chemistry for having organized this particular conference today. Congratulations to all of you. I also feel delighted for various reasons that I am here today. Maybe one reason is that this is, I think, after a long time, an international conference being organized in such a manner in our school. And it is being organized by one of the best department in the university, as Professor Siva Shankaran was mentioning. Of course, I have no doubt that it is one of the best departments in the university, and as a fellow school department member,
I feel very proud of our chemistry department. In fact, I come from the earth science department, and we used to kind of be in illusion that we are in some kind of healthy competition with the chemistry department, but we look up to chemistry department. This is a kind of inspiration that we derive, that what kind of work they are doing, and this is one of this conference also reflects. In fact, the other day when Professor Thanasekara and Professor Savaiya and Padmanabhan came to my office to invite me, and they told me, sir, we got enough number of sponsors, we got so many people who are eager to participate. I said I was not surprised, because the chemistry department has such a good reputation that neither they would be in dearth of sponsorship nor the participation. So I am really happy that I am here today. I am also happy to be here today for another reason, because I come from geochemistry, and as the name suggests, the discipline, that we do a lot of chemistry and we think that we are doing very path-breaking contribution from in our own rights. But I also understand that what kind of tools and what kind of benefit that we are deriving from the hard work of all those chemists who have actually put in a lot of laboratory hours and laboratory work to finally tell us, okay, this is how the different kind of elements and also isotope fractionate during natural systems. And we work in natural setting with natural material. We do not know what kind of control nature had on different environmental parameter, EH, pH, pressure, temperature, and we try to figure out using the chemical laws provided by the chemist. So in that way, we owe a lot of depth to the chemistry members, and we think that we are also doing some kind of chemistry. But I also realize that once you come to the frontiers of a particular subject, like this theme of the conference, frontier of chemical sciences, the boundaries start getting diffused. You do not know which subject actually you are working with. And I was talking to Professor Majdi just before the conference, and I was really delighted to know that he is one example of these frontiers of the chemical sciences, and I would like to use the word frontiers of sciences, where we do not know actually whether this particular field will belong to chemistry, physics, biology, geology. This is just a sciences, curiosity-driven sciences. Professor Majdi was mentioning to me that he is working on the missing elements. Xenon is not as per the chemical models that we would expect. And that reminded me, some of my colleagues who come from geology background, they also work on the missing elements, but they look at the actual material come from the outside the terrestrial environment, from some meteorite sample, and they try to look for the supernova signatures, pre-solar grains which are embedded in some kind of terrestrial meteorite extraterrestrial meteorite samples, and they look for the supernova signatures in certain isotopes. And they find they do some kind of astrochemistry or cosmochemistry, which is also the field of astrophysics. So when you say frontiers of chemical sciences, I feel even more excited, because chemistry has been front of the sciences, and in fact chemical sciences frontiers are also pushing forward the frontiers of all sciences. And when I'm speaking this, the best example of this interdisciplinary, multidisciplinary, and the diffusion of the science domain come to my mind is our own Professor Venki Ramakrishnan. Everybody knows him. He was the Nobel Prize recipient in chemistry in 2009. Of course, he was born in our neighboring district of Kadlur, and then went to Vadodara to do physics bachelor's, BSc in physics. Went on to do PhD in physics in US. And then he said, no, I want to do biology. So he went to and enrolled himself in master in biological sciences. And finally, he happened to do research in medical laboratory. He found out the crystal structure of RNA molecule and awarded Nobel Prize in chemistry. So this is the best example of the interdisciplinary nature of any frontier. So whether it is frontier of chemical sciences or any field you take, once you come to the best or the maximum advancement of knowledge, it is no longer kind of belong to a particular subject. It is basically curiosity-driven research, which the humanity is designed, hardwired to do. So in that way, I'm really, really happy that I am participating in the inaugural function of this international conference. I see big delegates, big stalwarts being here. I'm also, the third reason that I am very delighted today, excited today, because I am sharing the dais with the stalwarts like Professor Shiva Umapati from ISC Bangalore. So how many times you get opportunity to share stages with such kind of people? So I'm very happy. I congratulate the department. I thank Professor Padmanabham, Professor Thanasekaran Sabaiya, Professor Sivashankaran, Professor Bala Marimaran, all my faculty colleagues from the Department of Chemistry for inviting me here. I also, from the university behalf, I also kind of assure you that all those people who come from the outside would have very nice time in our university campus, and we will provide whatever best we can do for your comfortable stay in this conference. I also expect and hope that all the young participants who are there today from our own university as well as outside the university, you would have very intellectually stimulating time interacting with the fellow researchers as well as the senior scientists. I'm very happy, and congratulations to all of you. I wish this conference a big success. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your encouraging words. And now it's time to listen from our esteemed chief guest, Professor Siva Umapati. To describe about him, actually, he is a very eminent professor, chairperson in the inorganic and physical chemistry, shortly called IPC department in Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore. He is also an honorary professor in the Department of Chemistry, University of Nottingham, United Kingdom. And he is the recipient of C.V. Raman Young Scientist Award and J.C. Bose National Award and the prestigious Bhatnagar Award as well as the Swarna Jayanti Award. Till more you will come to know during his speech. So now I request him to give a keynote address. Professor Umapati, please.
Good morning. Professor Tarani Karasu, Vice Chancellor, Professor Rajneesh Putani, Registrar, and of course, our young boys. You know, I've seen them as young boys, like all of you, sitting in the back. And when I see them, I realize how old I have become. I wish I didn't meet them. I still think I'm very young. I walk in here, I see Thanasekaran and Sivashankar and of course Padmanabhan. You know, suddenly I say, what, these boys have become professors now. But it's good to see. It's a pleasure to see our people doing very well. And of course, Rajagopal, I've seen him almost 15, 20 years ago. So let me welcome all of you, both delegates in India and from abroad. And of course, all the students who are here. I'm actually particularly happy when I come to Pondicherry University because I remember almost 20 years ago I came here and interacted with the students on some workshop. I was quite impressed with the quality of students, and then I had a few students from in this university. And I always, you see, one of the few central universities which are doing very well, which is probably very close to ICERS in terms of research and quality of teaching. Pondicherry University is one of them. You know, I've always closely observed that. And the commitment of people like Tarani Karasu and others for education and research is extremely important. What's happening now in the world, if you see, I'm not sure how many of you are monitoring, because people like us are involved in policy, sometimes science policies and education, and so we have a lot of discussions. And so right now, what's happening in the world is artificial intelligence is taking over. And chemistry is not untouched, right? Chemistry is extremely active. If you look at American Chemical Society, if you look at the Royal Society of Chemistry, both of them had recently published a special issue on AI. And as an editor, we are discussing about publishing AI special issue in spectroscopy. I've been working on AI for last 7, 8 years. But last 2 years, the acceleration become extremely fast. It has become exponential, particularly after the ChatGPT opened up a couple of years ago. And how many of you heard of DeepSeek? Can you raise your hands? Oh, I'm very happy. I'm very happy to see. I want to tell you that after that, there is something called Qwen 2.5 came from Alibaba. Now the two Chinese AI chatbots are fighting with OpenAI, with ChatGPT, Google's Gemini, and Microsoft. So you need to, there's an enormous competition going on in terms of improving the quality of AI. Now, from a student's point of view, right, what's happening is, if you want to ask a question, which you are afraid of asking your teacher. Because, as students, I always encourage students to ask questions, and 90% of the time they don't. Because they feel that they may be judged badly if they ask a bad question. Now you don't have that problem, right? So what you need to do, all of you, if you want to learn about artificial intelligence, there is a chatbot called Perplexity, right? Download it in your mobile phone. Perplexity. Perplexity, okay? And this is free in India, and they may charge you very soon. This was another AI chatbot where you can ask any question. You say, I have a headache. What should I eat? It'll tell you what to do, right? Or if you say, I want to go, or you can ask the question, what is Heisenberg's uncertainty principle? Or you can ask, who is this Professor Sivamapati? He'll give you everything. But the Perplexity also give you the references from which they got that information. ChatGPT never used to do that. Because ChatGPT sometimes give you references which doesn't exist. It was the first version of ChatGPT. Now it's 4.0. Most AI bots now, you have to subscribe for it, right? You have to pay for it. Perplexity, you have to pay for it in the US. And we don't pay in India. I think they will charge you very soon. So what you need to figure out is self-learning has become more important, because next revolution in industry is Industry 4.0. Now Industry 4.0 expects people to be knowledgeable about data analysis, data manipulation, deriving information from data. So being a particle physicist is not good enough any longer. You can't just say, I'm an outstanding classical mechanics expert. You need to have an aptitude to adapt to the new technology that is coming in. So next generation workforce has breadth of knowledge plus easy capacity to learn something which is new. Because in the last 6 months, the AI has changed every 2 weeks. There was a new changes happening, new models coming in. We started with simple artificial neural network. It went to convoluted neural network, right? Then went to deep learning, multi-layer deep learning, generative AI. It just keeps on. Now there is most latest, which happened in 2 weeks ago. You'll be shocked. There is now an AI program which can actually predict a structure of a protein accurately if we give them a list of amino acids involved. It just does it in half an hour. People used to spend, he was mentioning Professor Ramakrishnan, RNA structure, using X-ray, high resolution X-ray, right? Now, Ramakrishnan spent 5-6 years going into, of 10 nanometer resolution to 1 nanometer resolution to 5 angstrom to 1 angstrom. And the reason they got the highest resolution X-ray scattering signals, which they converted into a structure. And he and his Ramakrishnan supervisor, the lady. And therefore, that took years. Now, protein structures, you can go to YouTube and say artificial intelligence and protein structure. You will get all the information you want, right? So nowadays it is happening. What's happening now is self-learning has become very important. Because teachers are as knowledgeable as you are in terms of the revolution that is happening. Of course, the teachers are extremely strong in the fundamental knowledge, in the textbook information, plus the ongoing research in that area. But in terms of AI revolution, they're not there yet, because everybody is learning. Everything is changing every day, including me. I'm also learning every day. And therefore, none of us are experts in it. And I think it will take us a year or two. India has been a bit slow. In the last 2-3 months, they have picked it up. Government of India has now pushed an AI mission program. You might have heard in the budget session as well, that the Prime Minister has gone to European G20 discussing about, he was one of the co-chairs of the AI policy in the world. The reason why AI policy has become important, unfortunately, there are AI programs which can change, I can take somebody's picture, convert them into videos, convert them into companies of people that they should not be around, so everything can be manipulated. And so now they are now talking about legal regulations on AI, right? So the For example, Sundar Pichai was saying we have to be very careful when we set up legal regulations. Who do you, for example, if somebody does something wrong, if I write a program in AI and you take it from me and you misuse it, are you going to sue me or sue the guy who misused it? Right? So there are a lot of legal issues related to what can be used and what you cannot. So one of the most important things is that you need to make sure that you don't misuse the technology that is coming out. And so organizing a conference like this at this time, particularly an international conference, is extremely right. And I'm very happy that they have organized it here. And it was a pleasure to see them. I saw the speakers list. It's a brilliant set of speakers. And for students, it's an opportunity. And one thing I always tell the students, of course, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, is that you should not hesitate asking questions, right? It's easier to be a student and say, look, I'm a student, I don't know. Students you're here to learn, therefore it is assumed that you don't know something. So you don't have to assume that I'm supposed to know something. So you can ask questions and learn from it. And if you're unhappy about asking questions in public, after the talk you can always meet the teacher or the lecturer, the speaker, and say, can I please ask you a question? And sit with them and learn. Learning is the opportunity that you have in this kind of meeting. And the other thing, finally, I want to tell all the students, if you want to look for futuristic jobs all over the world, not only in India, I suggest spend at least half an hour on YouTube looking at AI in chemistry, AI in materials, AI in chemical biology, AI in medicine. And you listen to people like Sundar Pichai, Altman, and Satya Nadella. All these guys, they are all talking about AI every day, because every day they are changing the future of AI, right? And so now, I remember in ISER Bhopal in 2019, we implemented AI course for science students, mathematics, physics, chemistry, and biology students, and earth sciences. We introduced Introduction to Artificial Intelligence. Therefore, in the third year, they can move into the AI research as part of learning the AI applications in geology, AI application in chemistry, AI application. So I will show you during my talk about what we do with AI, spectroscopy, and where are we heading. And that will be, might be useful. And you can think about how you can apply AI into your research, right? So you should start thinking about it, because then the job opportunities become better. So with this, let me wish all the best for the conference, and thank you for inviting me to the organizers and Professor Tarini Karasu. I enjoyed my visit yesterday and of course today, and all the best to all of you. Thank you very much.
We are very privileged to have Professor K. Tarini Karasu, Vice Chancellor, Pondicherry University with us. Professor K. Tarini Karasu is a visionary administrator and academician, and he has been instrumental as well as inspirational for uplifting Pondicherry University in many ways. I request him to deliver a presidential address.
Good morning everyone who are present here. Respected keynote speaker, Professor Siva Umabadi, and the chairman and head of the department. Today is also Dean in charge for School of Physical, Chemical and Applied Sciences, Professor C. Shivashankar, and Professor Rajneesh Bhutani, Registrar of our university, and the Secretary and conveners, Professor R. Batmanabhan, Professor B. Dhanasekaran, and all the faculty members from our department, and who are from other departments, and all the delegates from other countries as well as from India, and all my dear students. Good morning everyone. It is really indeed very happy to be part of this, the International Conference on Frontiers in Chemical Sciences. And previously the speakers have mentioned about the importance of these conferences, how the sciences, the chemistry is going towards this. And I always worry about in two aspects when it comes to the students. One is of course, the teaching as well as research. Because teaching the chemistry to the students and understanding by the students, it is still challenging. Because the chemistry itself is, if you, how it is built, it is very, very difficult to break this wall and then understand. Because if you take, start with atom, no, I am just telling this, the problems with the students. So if the meaning of the atom, if you see, it is undivisible. Then student will feel that it is undivisible and why these people are talking about nucleus, electron, all those things. But still it is, we call it as undivisible. That is atom. We can't call it as a atom. So it will be very useful if we call it as a atom. The students also can easily understand, but still we cannot rename it. So it is the, we understand this. Not only this, even in 1810s, the Berzelius only started discussing about how to classify the molecules. It is 1810 means it is not far away, only 110, 115 years back only. It is, that's why I always call chemistry is a very young subject. 100 years in the history of Earth is not very long. So only in 1810, I just always tell to the students, only they started thinking about how to classify this. And Berzelius only classified, there are certain molecules which are different present in the organisms, and certain molecules which are different, which are not present in the organisms. That's why he named molecules present in the organism, we called as organic molecules. And molecules which are not present in the organism, he named it as inorganic molecules. But whether it is true today, it's not true. But there are some organic molecules present in our body also. But still, we cannot rename it as the organic chemistry. This is another problem for the students. So interestingly, now we are not teaching the vital force theory to the students. When they found out that molecules present in the organism is different, then Berzelius also proposed a vital force theory. That means we need God's force to synthesize the molecules present in the organisms. So I always start with these basics, and then so that the understanding of the chemistry is for the students at present. The principles are very easy, but understanding is very, very difficult. And we never change this organic chemistry also, like chemistry of carbon compounds like this. It will be very useful for the students. It's not only this, we know that most of the nucleophiles are the bases, but we don't call them as bases. We say nucleophile, electrophile. This makes students more complicated, but this is the way we have to teach, we have to understand. But otherwise, chemistry is very interesting subject, and if you can understand this, you cross these barriers of the words and the technical terms, all those things. So even if you arrange the 1s2, 2s2 like this, but it's not going in this direction, 1s2, 2s2, 2p2 like this. They introduce the principle called Affa principle. I don't know how many of the students know that the Affa, whether it's a scientist or can you say, how many of you feel that is a scientist, Affa principle? Can you raise your hands? Good. My students are really good, but he is not a scientist. It is the principle. It is invented by the Niels Bohr in 1920, not far. So it is not the above is not the scientist name. It is the meaning is building up principle. So how to name this, how to name the concepts, all those things makes the students, especially our, all those things are Western naming, Western understanding. When it comes to our Indian understanding, it is for us also very difficult. These are the challenges for the teachers and then the students also to understand the chemistry. When it comes to the research, again, when it comes to the teaching, we have to fight with the understanding all those things, which is naming all those things with IUPAC and the where it originated, all those things. When it comes to the research, we fight with the nature. For example, so we know the conservation of energy principle. So one energy neither be created nor be destroyed. But one form of energy can be converted into another form of energy. But this energy research, it is, we have a lot of challenges in energy research. The present day, whether we use petroleum product or coal product is the major one. When we convert the energy present in the petrol to the actual electricity or mechanical energy, it is not more than 34-35% only we convert as energy. Rest is going as waste. What does it mean? We are not having a good technology to convert energy efficient technology. We don't have a technology which is energy efficient. And interestingly, if you see the energy demand for our whole world, which we get more than whatever we demand from the solar energy, but we don't have a method to utilize it. If you have a technology to convert solar energy to electricity directly, which is very efficient, we don't need to use coal or the petrol. So these are the challenges in front of us for the students, where we have to invest a lot of time on this. So world is really waiting for us to give the technology which is very green and very viable. So because of this only we always interact and understand. And one such interaction only today we have arranged here. Chemistry department has come out with the international conference. I am really happy to be part of this, and I am also happy to welcome all the delegates from abroad who can take the time to visit our campus. Our campus is lush green campus. I request everyone to visit. It is a lush green 780 acres campus. We are just celebrating the 40th year of the university. So we invite everyone to visit our campus. We also maintain the nature present here, and we have more than 120 type of plants inside, and we also gave the code of the QR code of each and every plant. You are welcome to visit this and scan using your Google Lens. And we have done many facilities inside. So I request everyone to visit our campus and see the facilities there. So I take this opportunity to thank Department of Chemistry, even though I am part of this department. I really, this time I could not able to share my time for organizing this. But otherwise, I know they are very good in organizing conferences like this. So I could see Dr. Bhatnavan and Dhanashekhar has taken, and his group, has taken enormous planning and other things also. Of course, I could see the other faculty members like Dr. Reddy used to give what is the menu, all those things. I think they are really planning well. I hope this interaction will be very useful especially for the students to have more updated knowledge about what is really going on. As our keynote speaker mentioned, so the AI is going a different direction, and he was talking to me yesterday. There may be a time there may not be a chemistry teacher also, because it is taking care of all the things whatever we have to teach to the students. But this is going in direction. But in our university we have started we are going to start this year the MSc in artificial intelligence and data science. We are starting because there are many requests from the public side other than the computer science. So that will be very useful, and I request everyone to understand the artificial intelligence, how this can be utilized here in your field. Because earlier we have to, I am also working on small portion of medicinal chemistry. We used to download the protein from protein data bank, and we used to docking we used to do it, and then find out where its interaction takes place. But now it is going in the different direction. So we can have the protein with this pathogens protein. We can ask the AI what will be the best molecule which interact with this pathogen, and what may be the structure, and what may be the best structure, what may be the second best, and what are the possible method to synthesize this. Everything whatever we are doing it by using our experience, now AI is doing on its own. So there is no need to be chemist to hire. So the chemist part, the AI is taking care. So they are doing, they may be giving better structure compared to whatever our experience. We will go with the principles, possibilities like this. Whereas it is best molecule which inhibit this pathogen, and it gives also how to synthesize this from the literature. Then where is our role? So this is the it is going on like this. If you are not aware of this, definitely it will be outdated research. So this type of interactions only will give us opportunity to discuss all those things. And once again I thank the chemistry department for organizing this. Thank you one and all.
Thank you, Professor Taranikarasu. Now we have come to a significant moment of this International Conference on Frontiers in Chemical Sciences, ICFCS 2025, release of Book of Abstracts. I request the delegates to unveil the Book of Abstracts.
A very warm good morning to everyone present here on the dais and off the dais. So it's my great pleasure and it's my distinct honor to proposing vote of thanks. So I would like to express my sincere gratitude to our chief guest, Professor Umapati from IPC Department, IAC Bangalore, for gracing this occasion with this esteemed presence and sharing his thoughts and also introducing about this artificial intelligence. So we are deeply grateful, sir, for sparing your time with us and for your insightful talks. And we express our sincere thanks to our beloved Honorable Vice Chancellor and also our own colleague, Professor K. Taranikarasu, for extending his invaluable support in all aspects. And thank you, Professor KT. I thank Registrar Professor Rajneesh Bhutani for his generous support to make this event happen. And also I extend my thanks to Finance Officer, Director of Culture, Director of Research, Planning and Development, Electrical Wing, Media Wing, everybody in this occasion. And I must thank all the invited speakers who have come over here from India and also from across the globe. Thank you for accepting our invitations and presenting here, sir. And we are immensely thankful to the sponsors for their generous support to making this event a resounding success. Particularly, this is, you can see from the title, it is Anushandan National Research Foundation sponsored event. So DST SERB, DRDO, CSIR, BRNS, so we are thankful to their generous support. Finally, I would like to thank the speakers again. We are truly grateful to everyone who contribute to the success of this event, International Conference on Frontiers in Chemical Sciences. Thank you once again. If I miss anybody, not intentional, please accept my sorry. And thank you one and all again, and thank you Almighty God. Thanks.